Peace, Yah bless. This is YHWH Ben Yisrael, the iconoclast. And in this video, in this episode, we're going to be talking about World War III. That's in the near future. We are on a crescendo towards World War III, which will be fought with nuclear weapons, which will destroy the whole nation of the United States, the daughter of Babylon, or Babylon, as it says in some places. It's very important that folks know what is approaching so that they can make an informed decision. Do you want to be a part of the fiery destruction of the daughter of Babylon, United States of America? Or do you want salvation from that? Now, if we go over to Wikipedia, which in many cases is the toilet paper of encyclopedias, but we'll just use it in this instance for estimation purposes. So it says here that these religions, all religions are wrong. All religions are derived from the thoughts and the desires that come out of a man's heart. All religion is idolatry. So let's see how many people are in idolatry. It says here that there are 2.38 billion Christian idolaters. There are 1.907 billion Islamic idolaters. There are 1.193 billion atheists, agnostics, people that don't believe in a creator and worship themselves as the strong one, as a god, right? Quote unquote God, right? Hinduism, 1.161 billion. Buddhism, 506 million. Chinese traditional religion, 394 million. Now, you could go through all the numbers at the bottom. It tells you that there's round about 7.79 billion people in idolatry. Isn't that similar to how it was in the days of Noah before the flood came? Everyone was just doing whatever they wanted to do in idolatries, pursuing the desires of their own heart. It is similar, very similar. But let's talk about World War III. World War III is going to take place because of the idolatries and the wickedness of the world. 7.79 billion people worshiping idols. The first commandment is thou shalt put nothing before Yah. Or as is written there, thou shalt have no other strong ones before Yah. But yet still the vast majority of the world is in idolatries. So let's get over into the book of Yeshaya, Isaiah, chapter 13, in which World War III is prophesied and described. Yeshaya chapter 13, verse 1. The burden of Babylon, right? Or the daughter of Babylon, which Yeshaya, the son of Amos, did see. Now we know that this is not talking about the Babylon of the past, because that Babylon of the past did not meet with a fiery destruction. It was assimilated into the Medo-Persian Empire. Okay, so verse 2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. What's the banner? That's the law, statutes, commandments, judgments, ordinances of Yah, of hosts, the creator, the king, the fountain of living waters, the tree of life. Exalt the voice unto them, like many of us are doing now, telling people to stop being wicked and stop being idolatrous. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones. Who's that? That's us, the Israelites, the ones that seek after righteousness and seek after Yah, and know that we have to serve Yah and not serve idols and serve anything else and not serve ourselves. I have commanded my sanctified ones, says Yah. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger. Who's that? Those are his angels, his mighty ones, for his anger. Even them, the same as them that rejoice in my highness, says Yah. Right? So he's called his chosen elect, Israel, and he's called his mighty ones, his angels, for his anger. We both rejoice in the highness of Yah. Verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people. Now, this could be alluding to the rise of civil unrest and rioting and all of the uprisings that are taking place across the world. It's the noise in the mountains being the nations, like as of a great people, but not of a great people, like as of a great people. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. So this is letting you know it's World War III, because it's the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yah of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. Yah's the one that's stirring this up. Yah's the one that's bringing this to pass. Why? Because of the wickedness of the world, because of the wickedness of the heathen, the Gentiles, and even of the Israelites that don't know they're Israel, and some that do know they're Israel, and they're still in idolatry. Verse 5, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even Yah, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Now that's talking about those nuclear bombs, intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs. They're coming from a far country, from across the world, from the end of heaven, as it says. Yah, even Yah, and the weapons of his indignation. Those are the weapons of his indignation. The fire. To do what? To destroy the whole land. Not 50% of it, not 75% of it, not 80, not 99, 100% of this United States daughter of Babylon is going to be destroyed. Verse 6, howl ye, for the day of Yah is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Yes, this is when the daughter of Babylon gets judged for all its wickedness, LGBTQI, alphabet soup, confusion, nonsense, idolatries, wickedness and perversions, frauds, murders, rapes. This is when this wicked nation is judged. Verse 7, therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. Why? Because when you hear that those nukes are incoming, Your hands will become faint and your heart will melt because your destruction is coming. Death is on the way. And you only got a few minutes, but you know it's coming. Verse 8. And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. Like when a woman's water breaks and she's giving birth and all the pain that she's in. That's how it's going to be for the people who are still here in the daughter of Babylon when this judgment is carried out. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames, on fire. Your face is going to look like it's on fire. The horror, the panic, the anxiety, the sheer terror that's going to be laid on the nation of the wicked. Verse 9. Behold, the day of Yah cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. Cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, because Yah's hot. He's upset at all the iniquity and lack of equity, the unfair treatment. So he's going to pronounce, or he has already pronounced his judgment. I'm just reading it to you. Verse 10, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. That's when all of that nuclear ashes and, you know, the clouds and stuff get kicked up into the air, and now you have nuclear winter. Now the sun is blocked out, and the stars and the moon. Now no light is getting through. We're talking about a nuclear apocalypse. Nuclear annihilation. Verse 11, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. Right? Because 7.79 billion people are in idolatries, which is wickedness. Okay? It's either you serve Yah, or it's either you serve Yah and be righteous, or you serve yourself or serve someone else, something else, and be wicked. It's black or white. There's no middle, there's no shades of gray. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Right? Because isn't this daughter of Babylon the most arrogant, prideful, and terrible nation on the face of the earth? They go to other people's countries, go to France, or, you know, another nation, and are upset that the people there don't speak English. They're upset as if the whole entire world should cater to Americans. That is arrogancy and pride. People come here from the islands and they, you know, they're looked upon as better than and higher than. So when they go back to their island, they're placed in a position of, you know, exaltation. They're haughty. Yeah, that's what Yah's talking about. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Verse 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold. That's even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. That's talking about how many people are going to perish. There's going to be so few left that a man is going to be more precious than fine gold, and even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. There's going to be more gold than there's going to be people. That's what's being said. Verse 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of Yah of hosts and in the day of his fierce anger. Now, therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, letting you know it's stationary. It has foundations. If the earth is going to remove out of its place. But what's being said is that the destruction is going to be so great that the earth is going to shake. It's going to be a massive earthquake when Yah does this. Verse 14. And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheet that no man take it up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land. Because when they're knowledgeable and they see what's coming, and they know that there's nothing left here for them, these people are going to turn back to their own land, these migrants, these immigrants that come over from various nations, the Chinese and the Indians and the Africans. I mean, well, really they're from Eden, right? But the so-called Africans, they're going to turn every man to his own people and flee everyone into his own land. Okay? You're going to leave in fear. Verse 15, everyone that is found shall be thrust through. Everyone. Not many, everyone that is found shall be thrust through. And everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Everyone is dying, is basically what's being said here. Verse 16, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished, seized violently and suddenly. They had no problem feeding our kids to alligators and enslaving them, mistreating them, abusing them. Even up until this day, there's still a human trafficking and sexual deviants and pedophiles doing perverse, sinful, and iniquitous things to children, to Israelite children. Right? So the judgment of Yah is that your children also shall be dashed to pieces before your eyes, like our children were sold before our eyes and sometimes maimed and killed before our eyes. Your houses shall be spoiled, and your wives seized and taken suddenly. It sounds like Mad Max to me. Verse 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So that's talking about those Persians, the Iranians. I read something that says that the Iranians already have nukes. You know, so I don't know how true that is, but it's not a matter of them getting nuclear weapons. They might already have them. But maybe the technology that they're working on is trying to launch it so that it'll reach over to, the United States. Right? And you see how the tensions go against, or how the tensions are rising against between the United States and Iran, Persia, the Medes. Right? So Yah's the one that's stirring up these Persians and these Medes against this daughter of Babylon. Verse 18, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. That's your armies, the young bulls, whatever you want to call them. And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Why? Because of what Babylon, United States of America, did to us. Yah is judge, and Yah is going to take hold on vengeance and plead the cause of his people. Verse 19. And Babylon, the United States of America, the glory of kingdoms, The beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Almighty overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. What happened then? Didn't he rain fire on them and destroyed them forever, utterly? Yeah, that's what happened. So it says, verse 20, it shall never, ever be inhabited. Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian, those Arabs that sell Lucy's at the corner store, the Arabs that sell you bacon, egg, and cheese, huh? Those Arabs, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. Okay? It shall never be inhabited. That's how great the destruction is going to be. That's how total and complete the destruction is going to be. This nation will never be inhabited again for all eternity. Not by men anyway, not by people. It'll be inhabited, but let's see by who. Verse 21, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful, foolish creatures. And the owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. Animals are going to be dwelling here in place of human beings once this destruction takes place. And they're going to be living in the houses of these wicked people that Yah has judged. Verse 22, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, they're going to be sleeping in your bed. Oh, man. And dragons in their pleasant palaces, like alligators, stuff like that, dragons. And her time is near to come. It's right at the door, it's right around the corner. And her days shall not be prolonged. So, this is the word of Yah to Yeshaya about this nation, the daughter of Babylon, United States of America. It's going to be vaporized, wiped off the face of the earth in 24 hours, in its perfection, in its completion. This is the judgment of Yah on this nation. And you can see it happening because of the crises, the various crises that take place. You can see it happening as the fabric of society falls apart, disintegrates. You see it with moral degradation. You see it with spiritual perversions and lies and hypocrisies and the doctrine of devils. Deuteronomy 32, verse 16. They provoked him, Yah, to jealousy with strange gods, strange idols. With abominations provoke they him to anger, just like you're doing now. Just like it's being done all across the world now. Yah is being provoked to jealousy, to anger with these abominations. What does Yah say? Verse 17. They sacrificed unto devils. That's what your Jesus Christ or Baal Jesus Christ, that's what your Allah, that's what your Buddha, Mithra, whoever all these other idols are, they're devils. They sacrificed unto devils, not to the Almighty, not to the strong one, to idols whom they knew not, to new idols that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. What do you think the New Testament is? Didn't they tell you that that new idol over there was born 2,000 years ago when Yah says, I am the first and the last, and beside me there is no other? When Yah says that before him there was no strong one formed, neither shall there be after him. And so this new form of idolatry, which is just rehashed Egyptian nonsense, and they call it the New Testament and told you that a man is the Most High or the Son of the Most High, and all this fantastical nonsense, garbage and gibberish? He's a devil. It's devil worship. And World War III, the underlying reasons for World War III will be the breaking of the first commandment spoken out of Yah's mouth to the nation of Israel. Thou shalt have no other strong ones before me. Thou shalt put nothing before me. And you shouldn't make any graven images. You shouldn't bow down yourself to them nor serve them. But the whole world has transgressed that first commandment by sacrificing unto devils. So, Yah has judged. He has already written over 2,000 years ago, over 2,500 years ago, the judgment of this wicked nation called the daughter of Babylon. If you want salvation, seek your Creator, Yah of hosts, and seek his arm, Yah, our righteousness. This has been the iconoclast YHWH Ben Yisrael. Peace and Yah bless.